Gonna talk about the Atari 2600 Plus? No, not tonight. Maybe next week we'll do Atari.
Yeah, we can talk about that. I ordered it. I have one coming. I put my money down. I ordered it. Yeah, I'm 100% into that. I think it's I can't wait to get it and check it out. And
hello.
I have hundreds of Atari cartridges, so I'm gonna do a very good review of it because I'm real familiar with Atari.
Yep. And who's bringing that out?
Actually, Atari. And the best thing is it's not just the 2600, but it's a 7800, which is a more expensive system to buy, and definitely more rare. Right. So you get the 7800, which has a small library. Like you could collect all of the 7800 games because it's not that many. Where the 2600 has a huge library. 7800 library is really not that big. And the funny part is, get this, T, I have 7800 cartridges I've never even played.
Really?
Because when I buy lots of Atari cartridges, a lot of times there's like a 7800 cartridge in there. So I have to go through my carts and find out how many games I have. But I probably have like 3 or 4 games at least that are 7800 games that have never been tested. So I might get as many as 4 games that I already have to play on that new machine.
And I guess this is it. Get 15% off your first order. This is Atari.com, and you're using the Atari 2600. Pre-order now. I didn't know this was happening.
See, and Atari did what Arcade 1-Up didn't do right. Arcade 1-Up didn't hit any nostalgia with that Atari 50th cab. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really pull any nostalgia strings. But this bad boy is just a slightly smaller classic Atari wood grain 2600. Like the way the form factor they went with, they could not have done more respect to like the original Atari as far as the way it looks. The Atari logo lights up and glows when you turn it on.
Does it really?
That's yes. Cool. And I mean, like Atari people worship the wood grain. You know what I'm saying? It's got the wood grain. It's just a little bit smaller than a real Atari. I think it's 80% size. So actually it's just a tiny bit smaller, but it's not a mini. I think they did a good job because I don't think a mini would have been the way to go. I don't like those micro carts. I want it to be close to size. And you do get 10 games. And out of the 10 games, you get a few bangers. I mean, you get Missile Command, Yar's Revenge, and Haunted House. And if you love Atari,
Haunted House?
If you love classic Atari, there's some really good games on there. You get Dodge 'em, which Escape from Popo was based on. But Dodge 'em's fun. It's an Atari game. So we have the 2 cars that are facing each other. You get Maze Craze. Scroll up a little bit. It shows the games with the background.
These ones?
Yeah, of course you get the most common cart. Like literally, I call them coasters because every time I buy the Atari package, it has it. You get Combat. And Combat holds up. Like my grandkids, they'll come over and they'll play Combat for a while, just because you got the planes, you got the tanks.
Yep.
I think this is a nice package. I mean, if you look at what you get, the pricing was right. I mean, it's very affordable. I mean, what was it like? $125?
129, 130.
Yeah. And I missed the code. I was so excited. I was like, I put my money down immediately after I read about it, and then I looked at the list of how many games they had working. I decided to jump in. I'm a huge Atari nerd. Like I have a massive real cart collection. So like this could not have been more made for someone like me. This is exactly the kind of thing I want to check out.
I'm surprised after all this time. I'm surprised they should have came out with their own 50th arcade cabinet instead of having Arcade 1-Up do it.
You would think.
So I wonder with the money they made off of Arcade 1-Up, money they made off of At Games. I wonder if that gave them the money to do this. What do you think? Because I mean, it's doing it after At Games and Arcade 1-Up came out with their stuff. It's almost like they got some money in there and they're like, okay, let's do this.
Hold on one second. Atari, like I'm literally at hand's reach.
There it is.
At hand's reach, I have the Retron 77. And this bad boy, this was really the first emulation kind of Atari box. And I like it. I like it. It's pretty cool, but I think this new one's going to bring it to a little bit higher level. I'm excited for it. So I can't wait to try it. And I'm going to be brutally honest. Like, I know these games cold. Like, I play Atari games all the time. So I'm going to be honest with my review. If anything is off, I'm going to be calling it out.
They shouldn't be off. They should be using the original ROMs, I hope. Right? Hope
it is emulation, just like the Retron, but that's not bad because Atari's not hard to emulate. But it is using like a rock chip. So I mean, I'm sure as long as they do the emulation right, it's going to be awesome. And if it's not, I'll definitely let people know because I'm totally on board.
Okay, so you get the Atari 26 Plus game system, joystick, 10-in-1 game cartridge, HDMI cable, and USB-C power cable, and fun. Fun comes in there.
The biggest thing you get is built-in compatibility with HDMI for your Atari.
Yeah,
because Atari, this is very old technology. You go to your cable, like I connected to the cable connection on a television, and I have a lot of us classic Ataris still. I still have I have actually a Japanese Atari called an Atari 2800, and that is my primary Atari console now. It's replaced all my other ones, but Atari is fun to collect. It's cheap to collect. You can buy carts. Carts are not expensive. There's only a few carts that are expensive, and to be honest, it's an inexpensive system to collect for. And the good thing about Atari, all the best games, the very best games, are dirt cheap because they made a gazillion of them. Missile Command, Asteroids, Berserk, Combat, Haunted House, Adventure, all these classic Atari carts. They're not expensive to buy. Even Pitfall's not that expensive.
No. Now, can you put your old cartridges in this thing?
Yes. It's basically you'll put a cartridge in there and it's going to work. But it will be emulation. It's going to pull somehow it's going to pull a ROM and emulate it. You can't put your physical cartridges in there to play the games though.
Yeah, Goofyfoot says, besides having a 2600, several Atari flashbacks, and a ton of carts, why should I pick this up? Well, you have HDMI.
No, I'm going to tell you the one reason to pick this up. It's got the 7800, and it opens up all the 7800 games, which are
that's
great.
True too. Yep.
I mean, if you just go price a 7800, and these things are pieces of junk. A lot of them are really beat up and really messed up when you get them. I mean, and go look at what they go for on eBay, and then you tell me this is a no-brainer. Like for me as an Atari fan, someone that collects this stuff for a long time, this was an absolute no-brainer. I was like, no matter what, I have to check this out because this piqued my interest.
This is cool too. So
it's got all the switches. Cool. I think it has all the switches. Yeah, it has the switches in the back for the difficulty. I mean, this is how you pay respect to
color
nostalgia.
Black and white. You could switch from black and white color.
Atari did what Arcade 1-Up could not do. Like they totally messed it up with the nostalgia with the Atari 50th cab, and Atari totally got it right. Like this is for an Atari fan like myself. This is something that I'm super interested in. All my original joysticks and stuff will work. It's 100% compatible, and we'll see. My biggest fear is like from this bad boy. The biggest problem they have with the Retron? It was the paddle. Like, how do you get that analog paddle? And we'll see if they can. Now they're actually coming with a paddle. They're releasing a bundle pack with a paddle.
There it is.
And like, I have every game that they have. Every game that comes on that cart, I have the real cartridge of. So like, it would really be redundant for me to buy.
Night Driver on there. That was one of my favorite games. Night Driver, $40.
Nice game list too. Even the stock game list you get is not bad. Like if you collect Atari stuff, they have some good games on there. And then the games that are missing, like I said, Atari is a very good system to collect for because the best games are dirt cheap. Space Invaders. I mean, those things are so cheap. Like you might pay like under $5 for Space Invaders. Sometimes you'll run into cartridges 99 cents each, $1 each.
So there you go. This they included is a DB9 connector, which is tried and true technology since 1977, compatible with the new Atari 2600 Plus and all original Atari systems.
Yeah.
So is that DB9 one of the ways to play your old?
Yeah, just a 9-pin connector, like it's a standard Atari joystick. I mean,
that's for the joysticks. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a standard. It's the old-fashioned standard. Like Atari computers used it. Those joysticks were everywhere.
Yeah, same connector. Yeah.
You know, I mean, and like you can see, I have all this stuff right at my hand's length. This is my, I like this controller's not bad. This is this is what came with the Retron.
Hey, what's up, MJP?
I like that it has 2 buttons. It's kind of cool, like left or right, in case you're left or right-handed. It's just an interesting design. And there's a little, look at that, where your hand sits.
Berserk.
It's got a little dip. How cool is that? But
look, they get the Berserk Enhanced Edition, $30.
I got that. If it's the Atari Age Berserk, which I think it is, the Atari Age Berserk, Atari Age is a company that makes homebrew cartridges. They do releases, and I got the voice enhanced Berserk cart. If it's the same cart, I think it is, but
probably is. That's funny. They're selling Arcade 1-Up cabs on here.
I don't see that. See, look, I have the Tempest cab. See, like they know nostalgia.
Yeah, they don't have the 50th anniversary on here.
Don't have the 50th anniversary. It's missing.
I don't see it.
Yeah. Mikey said they didn't care about left-handed people in the day, but look, here's one that true. Like, look, now it's now we have a fully lefty inclusive.
Got the New Wave toys on here too.
Hyperkin.
15% off New Wave.
And
Missile Command.
I think it'll be fun. You know, I'll sit it right beside my Atari 2800, and I can test. And the thing is going to be great because I'll be able to just like move the cartridge from one to the other, so I can totally be like dead on, see how accurate it is. It's going to be fun testing it versus real hardware because I have all the real hardware for Atari. You know, I literally had a surplus. Like I decided like I had to like thin out my Atari collection because I had so many.
This looks like an all new website they got. Atari does.
I wonder if it's doing well. I wonder if it's, being pretty successful.
When did pre-order start? Do you know?
They just started like yesterday, a day or two ago.
Like this is the first I'm hearing about it.
Like the second I saw it, after I read about it and then read all the specs, I was like, yeah, I'm in. I got to check this thing out. I got to check this mug out. This has got my name on it. You know, I mean, they even made modern reproduction of the original joystick of the Atari.
Yeah, the one that broke all the time.
They're saying it's an exact replica. You know those and they were kind of terrible in a way, but they were kind of great in a way.
Well, so I hope they made them a little bit more, a little more sturdy, man. We used to break ours all the damn time.
I know, but they say it's exact replica, so I can't wait to check it out, man. I'm loving it. You know, if you want something new, you buy one of these Hyperkin. These Hyperkin reproductions are cool.
It has
I have a couple of these. You know, and they have, they even have,
man,
Hyperkin also made this, which is really cool. We usually don't talk about classic Atari, but it's something I'm super into. But look at this. Look at this.
Ships November.
Full screen this. Full screen this. This is something cool that a lot of people don't know exists.
Yeah.
And this is actually made by Hyperkin. It's an actual gamepad that works with the Atari. It has a joystick and a button. And on the end is a paddle. I want to say spinner, but it's not really a spinner. It's a paddle. So you can literally go to paddle mode on this thing. Pretty cool. I think it's called the Ranger or something. Cool. But Hyperkin, this is Atari. This is actually plugs into any Atari. And they did it right, man. They did it right. Look how long. It has a super long cord because these use real cords. But it has the standard, the standard Atari connector. So pretty cool stuff.
MJP, that's $130, but you can get a 15% off right now. So it, I guess, drops it down to $115. Mm-hmm. I've got my calculator.
Yeah. And then you got
50% off would be 15, and then like another 10 would be about $25 off. Yeah. But it'd be about 115.
It just depends too. I mean, this is like super retro. I mean, like nothing's, Atari is kind of like where it started. I mean, you had like Pong and stuff and video pinball and like the Evel Knievel stunt cycle game, the video stunt cycle game before this, but this is going back to the origins. This is very, prehistoric retro arcade gaming, but I love it. Like I'm familiar with it, and just because it's old doesn't mean there's not great games. There's a lot of great Atari games, cheap to collect.
Would it be cool if they made some new games for this?
Yeah, Well, they do. Atari Age actually makes. They have a company that makes modern Atari games. Someone went and did Super Mario Brothers, and they ported Super Mario Brothers to Atari. Of course, it's way scaled down, but it's still cool that somebody did that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of homebrew stuff.
They got a new haunted house. Is that what it is here? What is this? New trailer, haunted house. Check coming soon. Check this out.
That must be for the PC and VCS, huh?
Get the eyeballs. Pretty cool looking game. Don't look nothing like the old one.
Yeah, it's a little different. The lights. The old one, you just had the eyes.
Yeah, they show them every once in a while. There it is. There's the eyeballs. There's the bat.
Yeah. It's crazy because I kind of just did the Hunger Games to my Atari collection because I had so much duplicate stuff. And then they came out with this new Atari console, which is just like, could have came at a better time for me.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Michelle's husband? What's going on? What's going on, Angry? How you been, man? Yeah, pretty cool looking game, man. Definitely remastered.
Yeah, you think? I hope it comes with the original too. That would be cool.
Coming soon, Atari and Orbit.
Atari VCS.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's going to be on PS5.
PS5,
Steam,
PS4,
Xbox,
Steam.
Epic. Oh, dude, I'm definitely going to pick that up when it comes out. That's pretty damn cool, man.
You know, T, I had never played the Atari VCS, but when I went to Southern Fried Gaming, they had this huge area where they had all the different consoles set up. And guess what they had set up? An Atari VCS. I finally got to play the Atari VCS, and it was pretty fun. It was not bad. It was pretty fun, I have to admit. But I was kind of like, do I need another little gadget? You know, I mean, it was fun. It was fun. I will say that they had a lot of. I enjoyed playing it. I played the asteroids on it, and they did it right. It had the backdrop. It played nice and smooth.
It's kind of cool that they have some of these their old games that have been redone. I didn't even realize our Atari was so active like that.